Hello again. I used to do a lot of traveling in my day, and during my travel, one of the best parts about traveling around was getting to experience all this different kind of food that was out there in the different areas you went to. And probably my all-time favorite place to go is a Brazilian barbecue. Now, if you have never been to a Brazilian barbecue, this is a place, they have a salad bar, but it's just there for looks. You don't go for the salad bar. What they have is you sit around and they have all this meat on skewers that they bring around to your table, and they carve you off just a little bit each time they come around. And of course, they have chicken, they got beef, they got sausages, and just any type of thing you can think of. And what's unique about most of them, or at least the ones I've been to, you have this little cylinder that has half of it's red and half of it's green. Now, if you have the green side setting up on your table, that means tells the waiter or waitress to come on around. We're still eating. We're still hungry. We still want food. And then whenever you turn the red side up, that means, you know what? We're about ready to pop. We've had enough. But it is a cool concept and really good food. Now, like I said, being able to travel, I get to experience all these different types of foods, being out and about. Years ago, there was a group of us that had went up into Niagara Falls for a little vacation. And me and Crystal were together at the time, so it was before we got married, but we were together. So it was myself and Crystal, my brother Ceward and his wife Sharon, Donnie and Robin, the Lees, Cheryl and Terry. Was that it? I think that was it. Okay. If I missed somebody out of the group, I apologize. You can leave me a comment and let me know that I forgot somebody. But I think that's all. Everybody was there. So, anyways, we get there. We go up into Niagara Falls, and we go. Our first few nights and first few meals we've had up there, it's really nothing's panning out. We went to a buffet one time, and the food was Then we tried a couple of fast food places and a couple other little rinky-dink places, and just none of the food ever satisfied us. Well, the last night we were there, we decided, or at least Crystal and I decided, hey, we want to go somewhere nice to eat. Don't we? And me and her had already decided we don't care what the cost is. We want to go somewhere nice. So we're kind of walking around with the group, and we come across a Brazilian barbecue. And I'd already told Crystal kind of about the concept of the Brazilian barbecue, and we come across it. And I said, hey, what about this? And she's like, okay, well, that sounds good. I'm game. So we talked to everybody else in the group and said, hey, this is where we want to eat. I know it's going to be expensive, so if you guys don't want to go, I understand, but this is where me and Crystal want to eat. And I forget, I think maybe Cheryl and Terry tagged along with us initially, and they so we went into the restaurant to go get our seats, and we asked them, of course, what the price is, and I think it was like $45 a person. So it was going to be fairly pricey. Well, then I turn around, they tell us the price. Well, then I turn around, and then here comes Donnie and Robin, or Ceward and Sharon. Okay. I said, and I kind of briefed everybody else on the concept of this dinner, and I thought I had told them what the price of the meal was. So we go in, the lot of us, we have a big table, 8 people sitting around this table, and we're gorging ourselves, and we make one trip to the salad bar because it's just, you got to do the salad bar once just because it's there. Anyways, but no, you're there for the meat, and so we were having a good time and eating all this food, and after 45 minutes we're all just, okay, we're done. Let's settle up and get out of here, and maybe we can go back to the hotel and become comatose or something. And so anyways, we're sitting around talking and laughing, and we tell the waitress, hey, we're ready for the bill. And she's like, okay. And could have swore we asked her to put everything on or on separate checks. So they bring a check over, and they place it in Ceward's hands, and then they walk away. So everybody's just kind of sitting around waiting, and I'm like, okay, I thought we said separate the checks, but maybe they didn't. So we're waiting to see, okay, are they going to bring another check, or are they going to, or is Ceward going to say everything's on one check? And so we're sitting there, we're all kind of looking at Ceward because he's the only person that has a receipt, and he's just sitting there staring at the check, and he's staring, and all the blood. I'm sitting on the very far end of the table, and I can tell you that all the blood leaves Ceward's face. He is going white. I'm beginning to think this man is going to pass out. He is just really, really going white. He's sinking real low, and he's just like, he glances up at me, and I think he's about ready to kill me. And he's sitting there shaking his head, and he leans over to Sharon and says, hey, I need the credit card. And we're all kind of looking at him and said, Ceward, what's wrong? What's the bill? And Ceward's like, this is like $700. And I said, well, how much do we owe you? And he's like, and then you could just see the immediate sigh of relief. It's like, oh. He said, Ceward had thought the meal for him and Sharon was $700. He did not realize that they had put everybody's meal on one ticket. And like I said, that was the funniest thing, because I literally, whenever I saw all the blood rush from his face and he looked at me, I literally thought he was going to come crawling over that table and kill me. Or just as soon as we got outside of the restaurant, he was going to kill me for making him and his wife go eat a $700 meal. Did it happen? Did it not? Yes, it did. And I've got 7 other people that'll prove that happened. That was one of the funniest moments of my life, is seeing Ceward thinking that he had just ate $700 worth of meat in 45 minutes. I tell you what, we'll see you later. Have a good one.